feel things out. So, I think we can probably start with roll call, even though we don't have Iris. But let's make sure everybody else is here. Do I have a Charles? Okay, Cody has a phone call, but they're here. All right, Cody has preemptively responded. And Amy, you are also here?
Yeah.
Matt, are you here?
I think so.
And Z, you're here. Cool. So who would like to recap what happened last time on Rise of the Runelords TM TTRPG 2007 edition 2022 remastered?
I can say this because Charlie's in class and can't respond. Charlie made another messy bitch.
So you're wrong. Charlie's out of class.
Charlie made another messy bitch.
I'm a participant in this one, so I can speak. Shayless was made by the designers, thank you.
Yes. Shayless, almost everything in Shayless's backstory is already there. Charles just put the pink on it, but it's all there. She was always going to be a vigilante.
So how about, rather than Charlie made another messy bitch, Charlie's playing a messy bitch?
Yes, that's true. But we did start off still in Sandpoint. Learned some stuff there. Iris isn't here, so Matt, what did we learn in Sandpoint?
Iris, well, Mesmine is enjoying herself around shadows. Nothing is wrong. There's no deals that have been struck or really anything that could cause any problems in the future. So that was good. Sabine and Mesmine talked about how good things were. Sabine, as she does, gave her some mysterious powder.
What is it with Sabine and mysterious powders? You're gonna lose us our sponsorship.
She's so big, you can hide so many drugs in her.
That's definitely losing the sponsorship with that.
That's absolutely losing the sponsorship.
Matt.
All right. I think that's probably the most lore relevant thing outside of the discussion Augie and Shayless had. Charlie, would you like to tell us about that discussion?
Strap got faster than he thought he would. We hurt some feelings. We didn't mean to. And now I guess we're working with Augie.
Strap has agreed to work with Augie, but does not want to be introduced to the party as a whole just yet. He's still very deep in his feelings. I believe that was the arrangement?
Messy.
At some point, I'm sure that won't blow up in anybody's face. But we do have to turn our attention back to the rest of our party, who, after a few days, is now starting to arrive in Magnamar. So, there are a few different entrances here. Do you want to take the entrance that's mostly used by, on the far west side of the map here, you can see on the side of that other little island, it's kind of where a lot of the cheaper real estate in Magnamar is. It's one of the two areas that's cheaper to live in. This whole place is very expensive.
Oh, wait, where's the
club?
Mako's family place?
Oh, yes. Well, that is a very good question. The Mako's family is labeled. It is 24 on the map. If you look to the northwest of the Pink Pony Club, you will see it listed there. It's in its own little... Yeah, there we go. You guys got it.
That. I'll circle it.
Yeah.
Yep, circling it is a good call. You do have that place prepared for you. So, will you be heading straight to the villa then?
What was our plan? Our plan was to
Meet up
You
with
didn't
get to town.
Yeah, meet up with
Meet up
Augie.
with Augie.
There are several other things that you could pursue if you want. There is a party that Augie got some invites to. Augie and Trap both have an invitation to it. That's in a few days from the day that you guys arrive. That will have a lot of the city's, high-class folks, movers, shakers, that sort of thing. There is the Foxglove Townhouse here that was referenced in a letter that you found in Foxglove Manor. Hi, Iris. There's also the mentioned club, the Serpent's Coils. That was also, the owner of the place was mentioned in the letter found in Foxglove Manor. So those are your 3 paths right now.
So you wouldn't know about the party in a few days until after we met up with Augie.
That's correct.
I mean, Sola's down for going to the Kaijutsu Villa and just setting that up as home base.
Set up home base, yeah.
Assuming
So-
that Amiku just kind of hand waves and says, do whatever the fuck you want.
Amiko's only stipulation is that you have to clean the place while you're there
Bet.
and keep it tidy. And she very much tried to play that off. She was like, oh, I'm sure it just needs a little bit of attention. But as you arrive in the Kaijutsu Villa, making your way through the polished streets of Magnamar, through whichever one of its storied arches you chose to enter through, this area over here is called the Naus District. It's populated mostly by the new money people of town. And unlike a lot of the other parts of Magnamar that have kind of single-purpose uses, there's the Capital District, which is, of course, mostly used for government work. There is the Alabaster District, which is where most of the rich people have their expansive villas. Dockway's where all the shipping is done. Low Cleft is where all the taverns are, so on and so forth. Naos is actually a bit of a city in and of itself. There's a little bit of everything here. You've got access to some of the best arts in all of Eresia, and some would even say all of Avestan, just up the block from where Augie has been staying, over at the Pink Pony Club. And its much more popular competitor, the Tribar. You've also got a Coliseum in this district, which is a ways away from where you are, but worth noting, as a lot of people do like to spend their time there. So, it's full of hustle, bustle. It's the middle of the day when you arrive, and everything seems lively. Like it's Sandpoint's market day, but the volume's turned up, and it doesn't make any sense for it to be so busy to a lot of you, because, well, it's just a Tuesday. But it's so packed here that sometimes you bump into people as you're making your way down the streets. There are criers who have to announce the coming of a carriage so that people can get out of the way and allow it passage. You see a great number of people who might be guards wandering about, but it's a little hard to tell. So you notice several different kinds of guard uniforms being worn throughout the streets of Magnamar. There's some that are cloaked in blue, some in gray. You even managed to spot something quite intimidating. A figure in all black armor, head to toe, something like 7 feet tall, more of a statue, a walking, jagged piece of iron than a person. Somebody roll me knowledge local. to identify what that is. Sola, you get this for free because you've talked to one of them.
Oh, it's the one I healed, right?
Yes.
Yay. And they're standing guard, or are they walking?
They seem to be on patrol.
Imagine Sola, if she saw, would just like very calmly walk up to them and just like, I don't suppose you know this one. And like, I forget the name.
I didn't give you a name.
Yeah.
You-
Insert
You-
name.
Insert name. You mentioned the guard's name, and the person in this armor, you can only just barely make out their eyes through the slits of it. They study you. Is this official business?
It only officially insofar as the one I was the one to help him deal with their problem. Just wondering how they managed after they left Sandpoint.
It's extremely hard to read the face of this person with this mask staring down at you. I'll post a photo here in NPCs of a generic version of these guys. They're called Hell Knights, and they really look the part. But after a moment's consideration, the Hell Knight nods to you, Sola. She is doing well. Looks around at the group that I assume you've gathered with you. What does the rest of the party make of these Hell Knights? And again, if anybody would like more context for what a Hell Knight is, please feel free to roll knowledge local.
I don't think.
Or religion.
Well, I know what.
Or religion? Bet?
What Sabille does.
What was that, Matt?
I know what a Hell Knight is, but let's see if Sabille does.
I'd like to roll religion, please.
Okay.
That's a 20.
Jesus Christ!
Oh my god, Mez.
Mez was fascinated with them as a child for about 2 years. Mez
It's a
knows
special
everything.
interest. That's a 10 for me.
You know what?
So, it's funny you say that, because I was sitting here like, these look really cool. What is that armor like? Mez would be really interested in that. Because that is very specialized armor.
Yes, this is, in fact, very specialized armor. So we've got a 20 from Mez. What else do we have? We have a 10 from Shay.
Yeah.
Sola gets this for free. She's interacted with them. Sab, what'd you get?
20.
20. Sab, you know most of what a Hell Knight is. You don't know what specific Hell Knight faction this is. But you know what a Hell Knight is.
I don't think there aren't any in Karamaga because they would hate it.
Oh, absolutely not. Jesus Christ. A Hell Knight in Karamaga? Are you fucking kidding me?
I mean, they might come to burn it down.
They would come to try. So a Hell Knight is a particular faction, and this is something that Shay would know. They're extremely rigorously, one might say, devoted to the law. They serve in Cheliax, and there are a great deal of different orders within the Hell Knights that are all dedicated to different things. You're not sure exactly which one this is. They have a very frightening reputation, Shay. You might have thought that they were super cool at some point when you were a kid, but when you found out that they do a lot of, like, dealing with devils and stuff like that, complete turn off. Just dropped the book. But Mesmine then picked up the book. And Mesmine This was such a lovingly illustrated tome. You know those DK books that have like armor layouts and stuff like that for different regions?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had one of those for the various different Hell Knights, their orders, and their dedications. So, not only do you know what a Hell Knight is, but you also understand some unpleasant things about this armor that you are seeing, which is that this person is sealed into this armor. It cannot be taken off without a great deal of pain. That's done in different ways based on whatever order the Hell Knight is a part of, but once they've taken their oaths, they basically are the suit of armor. It's sort of similar to a Mandalorian that way. That said, this particular Hell Knight, it strikes you as a little odd to see one here, because this is someone from the Order of the Nail. The Order of the Nail is usually set up in Corvosa, not Magnamar. Corvosa being a rival city to Magnamar, and in fact, a lot of the founders of Magnamar were escaping Corvosa, particularly because of its Hell Knight influence. So it's a little strange to see one here, but even stranger than that is you spot a Hell Knight barracks here, sticking up out of the ground, a very Spartan gray building. And it seems that this Hell Knight was maybe heading that direction. The Order of the Nail is, well, not a very pleasant group. They are tasked with civilizing what they see as savages. And they're probably here because there's a very large Shawanti population in Magnamar.
Is there an easier way to distinguish between the different factions, or is it only because Mez has really looked into it?
They have different styles of armor. So, in this case, you recognize that this person is the Order of the Nail because of a repetitive motif of jagged lines throughout their armor. Let me go ahead and grab you an example of a shield you might see from the Order of the Nail here.
Okay. Sola?
She just kind of tilts her head towards Mez.
Kind of glancing between the two. It's like, She moves a little closer, so that she can speak a little more softly. Like, did the person you helped have those lines on their armor?
No, so that person was of a different order.
Sola shakes her head.
Concerned Mez. That is a very evident look on her face, like, Mez is definitely inspecting the armor in curiosity sort of way, but also trying to keep her distance because that's a little intimidating. And also, she's not really about the message that they're trying to get across.
As you pull Sola aside to speak with her, this massive Hell Knight looks at you, Mesmine. There is no need to fear us if you have not broken any laws.
I'm kind of stammering. I'm fine. I just was a little curious about your armor. That's all. But I didn't want to be rude.
Devote yourself to the law and order in your blood, and one day you may be worthy of it.
Mez is trying very hard to stop the frown
I feel
on her
like-
face.
I feel like there's an immediate, like, very small smirk on Solis at this interaction. And she shakes her head and looks back to the knights. Well, it is good to know that your companion is doing well. They were not certain that she was going to, well, make it to begin with. But do let me know if there's anything else that one of your order can use some healing for.
There is a slow nod. Few can best the remainder of the Order of the Scar. She is a survivor, but we thank you for your service. And in light of it, should you have need of assistance, stop by the barracks, and an arrangement might be made. We would advise you and your companions to keep an eye on one another in this troubled time. There have been murders afoot.
Yes, we are, yeah. With some trepidation regarding that ourselves. We think that some murders on Sandpoint might just be an extension.
A pause. Have you evidence to back up that claim?
Suspicions thus far. Nothing concrete.
If they were strong enough to compel you here, there might be something in them that the justices would like to hear about. You can find them in the Hall of Virtue, the capital district. If you are in need of an escort, I can find an apprentice willing to take you.
So we'll just kind of like bow her head a little bit. I really appreciate both the advice and the offer. I think it is best for our group to set up our place of residence here before we go venturing off to tell any tales.
Understood. Be well, and keep an eye on those around you. With that, the Hell Knight will nod and depart unless you have further questions for them.
And Iris, if I am not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, Kira,
Mhm.
the Order of the Scar, it was a lady that was like in charge of like fighting assassins or some shit.
That's correct. She was a bodyguard for the Queen of Corvosa. The Order of the Scar is one of the smallest Hell Knight orders. It's often thought to be extinct, but they are particularly tasked with hunting and killing assassins, which, as you might imagine in armor that looks like that, is not very easy work.
So Sola essentially healed this lady after she had been pretty grievously wounded and poisoned by an assassin going after the queen.
That's exactly it. Something happened in the basement of the palace in Corvosa. There was an attempt on the queen's life, and this guard intervened to save her and got pretty fucked up, and heard that Sola was an excellent healer and came to see her.
I'm just amused that it's just continuing the trend of Sola, like, the biggest, scariest, most intimidating looking person. Sola's like, I know you, I'm gonna go talk to you.
Like, hey, what's up?
And so the justices, that's like city justice, not like Hell Knight justice specific, right?
City justice, yes, in the capital district. But after that, you can make your way over to the Kaijutsu Villa, which is empty of everything except dust and mice and spiders and moths. No, it's very clear that nobody has been here in like a solid 10 years or so. Even walking into the place, the air is stale. You kind of find yourself coughing just from all the dust in the air. Although, can those of you with low light vision, which I think is everyone except Augie and Shrap who aren't here, please roll me a perception check.
I forgot that I had some useful dice. Perception.
Alright. You said perception, right?
Mm-hmm.
Vision based.
Yes, it's vision-based.
Yeah, well... Got 12.
12.
I rolled a 3, then I rolled a 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of worried for my next roll.
I got a 12, I have a 10.
28.
28. Sab, what do we have?
Just edging out Amy at a 4. That's 15.
15. So, most of you are more concerned with the thick layers of dust, which at first you mistake for blankets thrown on some of the items here. But now it's dust. It's dust. Whatever reactions to that you might have overwhelm the senses, but Sola notices, and Sabil also does, a set of footprints. There has been somebody here recently. There's 2 sets of footprints, adult-sized. They do seem a little older, but they're pretty easy to track through the house. And Sola, with a 28, I will give you that you're probably looking at people with, well, one of them has very large feet and one of them has smaller feet. Probably, you know, a dude and a woman. Probably.
Sola just like stares, sees the footprints, kind of looks around, sees Sabil has noticed them as well, but it's that nobody else has. And we'll just wait for a moment. Shay.
And Shay looks over. Shay was already planning how to systematically start cleaning the house. That's why she didn't notice.
she kind of like taps her nose. It seems that we had 2 visitors recently. Point out the footprints.
Looks at Sola. Blinks for a second. Looks at the footprints. Ow!
Make me a survival check. Add some of your bullshit. Only some of it. Not the full bullshit.
Can I know which bullshit to add? Because they are different bullshits.
Half the total bullshit.
Half the total bullshit. This person is not wounded.
Okay. I'm tracking.
You're tracking.
Okay.
They are not a devil. They are an outsider, if that applies.
Is it of the evil subtype?
We're gonna go with yes on a technicality.
Okay, cool. Cool. So this is not a forest. This is a city. Okay, that's most of my bullshit. We're gonna go ahead and... Well, that's another 2. But hold on. Let me see if my bullshit can save me.
Come on, Pathfinder.
Come on, Pathfinder, my absurd amount.
When you think about it, Shay's finding the path here. This is the most literal version.
Okay, where's my fucking calculator out here? Okay, cool. So 12 plus 2. Another 2. Another 2. 2 equals 20.
The number I was looking for this was 10?
Oh.
So, Shay, looking at this, you immediately recognize these. You sneeze, but as the droplets settle, you immediately recognize these footprints. That's Suto and Nualia.
Fucking... God damn it. He just looks at the footprints. Like, okay, cool. Sniffs, takes a 1 deep inhale, right? Immediately sneezes a bunch of fucking dust. Probably sputters and coughs up a little bit. Covers her nose with, like, her sleeve so she can breathe again without taking in a bunch of dust. And then she just, like, her tail just drops. She's like, oh. Just waves a hand up, like, yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, just, nothing. Just fucking Newt. And kiddo.
There is a moment of processing. Like, fucking, what do you mean don't worry about it, Newt and kiddo? Oh, okay. So looks back at the steps. And, like, they just, like, straight from, like, the front door.
Yeah, straight from the front door. Doesn't seem as if there was any law breaking involved here. Straight through the front door, goes upstairs.
Sola's just following them.
Well, Sola, you follow the steps upstairs, and you follow them to a door. Within that door, you find what was probably Suto's childhood room.
Nothing fucked up in the room, though.
No, nothing fucked up. I mean, stuff's been moved around. The layers of dust here have obviously been disturbed. There's some things missing, you would imagine, but it seems to be just glass-making tools. There's nothing that seems terribly amiss here.
Gotcha. Well, if there's nothing to, like, worry about, she will leave it alone. Like, she's not gonna go poking around. She's just worried that there was gonna be something fucked up or some trap, but apparently not.
No, No traps. The man has been known to set quite a few, but no traps. How do you set about cleaning the place? I want to hear the division of labor.
Well, do we have any volunteers?
I don't think we have a choice. I think all of us have to do something or else we're gonna be here forever.
Okay, cool. So first step is getting rid of all the dust. Opening up all the windows and all of the doors, and we are going to systematically start dusting and sweeping things off out of the house so that we can breathe. That is step one.
I have a
Shay
suggestion.
takes this so seriously. What is your suggestion?
Y'all can leave Mez to do a lot of the work while you investigate stuff, because I'm kind of having a bit of a night. But I'd also like to listen in, so if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, if you want to leave Mez on cleaning duty, that's something we can do.
She's used to hard work.
What about the rest of you? Matt,
Shay,
what are you doing in this joint?
How much do we know about this place?
Well, that depends how much you would have asked Mako about before you left.
Field talks to Mako a lot.
So, in that case, you would probably know that before the Kaijitsus lived in Sandpoint, which was, of course, founded only 60 years ago, they had a home here in Magnamar. This is where they fled to after there were some disagreements back home. Magnamar has a very lively glass-making industry, and so the progenitor of the Kaijitsu line was able to get very stable work here and quickly make a name for himself. And with that money, he purchased this home. That was Ameko's great-grandfather. And so this was sort of the place that the family would go back to for reunions and things like that. But as time has worn on, quite a few misfortunes have befallen the Kaijitsus. And eventually, Ameko and her father left this place almost entirely. So as far as she knows, she's the oldest living Kaijitsu. And she's entitled to this place. It's hers. But she doesn't spend much time here, nor does she feel very close to it. It's more full of, well, antiques from before the founding of Sandpoint. It's got those weird, stuffy memories to her.
You know, Seal doesn't have the right priorities. Just gonna follow the footprints.
Well, Sabine, you find exactly what Sola found. Suto's old room up there. You can tell it's his because there's a few of his drawings still hung up on the walls. Looks like schematics for various different kinds of stained glass windows. Suiting to Magnamar, which has a long history with Agathions and other good-aligned outsiders. Most of them seem to be angelic in nature.
Does it seem like anything's been taken from the room?
Yeah, there has been some stuff moved around. It was probably a set of tools, though.
Any other signs of what they might have done there? Or does it just seem like they came by and took something?
Oh, there is a lot of footprints in this room. You can actually see parts of the hardwood floor here. It seems like they were here for a while. There's a lot of footsteps. They're walking all over the place here. And then if you follow them, it seems as if they went on a bit of a tour of the place. Sometimes they seem to linger before some of the nicer windows and then head back down.
That's the neat part. You don't.
There's gotta be a way. I want to clean. It's lame.
You can clean or you can cook.
No,
And you gotta clean before you can cook.
guess Sophie's gonna cook.
Well, you do have to clean before you can cook because this kitchen is in a state and a half.
And you clean the kitchen. Here you are, Sab.
Oh, great. Thanks.
Pat on the back.
Sophie's cleaning the kitchen.
Mhm.
Kitchen is also caked over with dust, but perhaps thankfully for you, whoever seems to have worked at this place before you guys has cleared out all of the storage rooms and closets and the larder before leaving. So you don't have to deal with an unholy amount of rotten food.
God bless.
Well, that's good.
You do have to dust, though, and
Mhm.
clean everything else.
Yeah.
There's a really good walk in here, though. It's huge. It's thick.
Me too.
Hell yeah.
Battle walk?
Improvised weapon gober.
Mhm.
Sabine can't use those. She's a monk.
Senji's walk.
Hey, as long as it has the monk weapon type.
A walk does not have the monk weapon.
It should.
It should.
Charlie, what do you think? Does a walk have a monk weapon type?
Say yes. Say yes.
Charlie said BRB.
Ah. Rip.
1 minute before they can answer. What about
1
Jedi?
minute. Ah. Well,
Guess we'll never
Either-
know.
either way, you guys can get all set up.
Hey.
Now, Augie, you probably heard via some letters, I imagine, that they were going to get settled at the Kaijutsu Villa. Where have you set the rendezvous point?
I mean, I'm gonna level with you. The only place I know is, like, Cody, is the Pink Pony Club.
There are other clubs that you could go to if you want. There's a bunch of seedier ones. There's some in the same area. If you'd like to do that, you could find a cafe. Could also go to the Pink Pony if you like.
Is this a park?
Yes, that is a park, actually. It's
Yo!
We're meeting at the park.
okay. That is Our Lady of Blessed Waters. It's a monument that actually predates, not Varisia, but Magnamar itself. It was here before the city was founded. And it's got a nice little clearing full of pine trees and a bubbling spring that is looked after by, yes, the Temple of Erastil. So,
Jay's favorite.
we'll set... Yep. We can set the meeting point there. When Chuck is back, we'll see if... Oh, you're back. Hi, Charlie.
Hi.
So, 2 questions for you.
Maybe 2
What?
answers for.
1. Do you think a walk should have the monk weapon type?
Huh?
Yes.
Do you think a monk should be able to use a walk as a monk weapon?
W okay?
Yeah.
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 See?
See?
Well, well,
Are you asking me because I'm Asian?
I was asking you because you hadn't said anything in a bit, and I was trying to include you.
Oh no, Kira, that's a little
Asian.
sus. Yeah. Shouldn't my answer be good enough?
True.
All right.
Amy.
So Sabine can flurry with a walk, Matt. And I say that knowing full well you can't flurry.
You just rub it in. Nice.
You can take the walk if you would like, and if you really want to, we'll rule it as a club. But the second question for you is, so Augie is meeting up with the party at the park over here. Our Lady of Blessed Waters. Let me focus penis. There you go. Would Shrap come to this gathering? Or are they off doing their own thing?
I don't think Shop's going.
Is he skulking around, watching from the shadows, or is he just doing other stuff?
We'll visit Bonnie's friend.
Bonnie's friend?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I think I need to sidebar with you real quick. I'm going to yoink you to murder.
Oh. Okay.
There goes the noise. No.
Rip noise. So anyway, how do we get Sab to be able to use the walk?
Got a long weapon type. She's proficient in it.
Honestly, I
Mhm.
feel like if you just started like pointing out you could make jokes about the walk, Sam would just take it.
He's useful have around. It's good for cooking.
Yeah. Ugh. Oh, the loud fucking sound hitting someone over the head with a walk would make.
Oh wait, is that why we were determining if it was a monk weapon?
Yeah.
I totally missed that.
We were given Sab since she's walk.
Oh, you think it's already seasoned?
Oh, for sure.
If they had a non-seasoned walk in here,
Too bad I have a conversation with a Mako.
yeah, what's wrong with your
Mhm.
family?
Mm-hmm. I know it's been a while, but still. God. What a fucking system. I rolled a 2. I was able to eke out a 20.
Okay, hi. Sorry.
Stream noise.
Sorry about that. Stream back. You have sound once more.
Noise.
So, Mr. Rowan will not be joining us today at the park, but the rest of you will. So, as you come up to this statue, it's very, very beautiful. It's cast in solid bronze, it looks like. But for some reason, it hasn't oxidized at all. And it seems to be of a woman, but not just a human woman. It seems to be of an Undine, actually. She's pouring out some water into the fountain in front of her. Would anyone like to pray or take some time to reflect here?
Jay.
Pray. Absolutely.
Okay. Make me a knowledge religion check.
I'm using my other dice set. Fuck this dice. I rolled 2s and 3s.
Fucking giant Augie. I love giant Augie.
Aw, she got small.
Oh, no.
So we can fit the whole party here.
That's much better. Got a 26.
All right. With the 26, you have unlocked the blessing of this particular monument. So you stand there praying and focusing your attention on whoever this mysterious woman may be. You feel a cool tingle run over your body, and there's a certain confidence that takes you. For the rest of the day, you get a +1 morale bonus to your caster level checks for divine spells. And you also get a +1 bonus to knowledge religion checks. Actually, what did you roll again?
26 for
26.
knowledge
26. Increase that by 3. So
29?
+1 to so it's a +4 to caster level checks for divine spells and a +4 to knowledge religion for the day.
Okay, so +4 to knowledge, religion, and caster level check
For divine spells.
for divine spell. Well, I don't have any divine spells.
Well, if you did.
If I did, that'd be huge.
The rest of you gather here. And, Augie, have you undergone any costume changes? Is it still the same old Augie?
I mean, yeah, she's not like disguised, but I mean, she would have changed her clothes, I'm sure.
What's the vibe?
Part casual,
Okay.
but still
Okay.
heels.
Would she look at home with a poodle in a little bag?
Yes, yeah, like think
So
like
that kind of, yeah.
yeah.
Got you.
The $500 tracksuit.
Yes,
Something
the vibe is
from-
$500 tracksuit.
Legally Blonde or White Chicks or something.
Mm-hmm. Augie, you come upon the rest of the party, and you spot Shay, as you might expect her to be, praying in front of the statue. What are the rest of you doing?
Bench.
Bench. Understood.
Over on the bench.
So is
As you sit on the bench, John is going to try and drink from the fountain. Will you permit him to?
Yeah. It's a fountain.
Yeah. He drinks happily from the fountain, and Holly is laying with her head in your lap for pets.
I think
As
just like will like lift a finger and like wiggle her like lift a hand and wiggle her fingers at Augie when she spots her, but is not getting up.
As John takes a drink from the fountain, Dave also looks to the fountain. Shayadris, will you let Dave drink from the fountain?
Of course.
Dave does not drink from the fountain in a usual fashion. He flies up into the air and then dives into it. John, despite not having eyebrows, seems to be narrowing them at the hawk anyway. Sabine, what are you doing when Augie comes up?
Trying to distract Shay while she prays.
Good luck. I imagine, like, what is she doing?
Like standing in her peripheral view
Mm-hmm.
and just doing dumb things with her body, like doing jumping jacks and dropping big push-ups. Doing hand signals.
Oh man. If Shay was not as devout as she would have cracked. But I do think you do get a reaction out of her in that she swats Zab with her tail.
What's she praying about?
Probably, if we're being honest here, praying for everyone in the group to remain safe during this investigation. And that they don't lose any more people.
See, Shay decided to be wholesome today.
What else is she gonna pray about?
Unlimited power.
Yeah, no.
Happy marriage.
God can't help that. There are That's a
Extenuating
word.
circumstances.
there are so many circumstances.
You just gotta ask more gods. One of them's gotta.
Mm-hmm.
Ask Son Kathan.
I don't think you want to ask Zon Kathan. We are pivoting.
I don't know who that is. I
Augie.
don't want to know.
Augie, you come across the party, and you see Sabine doing her best to try and irritate Shay while she's praying, and Sola has waved to you.
So everybody's split up, or are they like close together?
We're close and together, yeah.
They're close enough.
We're a little pod. Sola's just on a bench a bit away.
Hi guys, what's up? I mean, she will approach everyone very nonchalantly, not volunteer anything.
Well, you've been here for a week or two already. Managed to find anything of interest for us?
No, just there is a masked vigilante investigating the murders.
Must vigilante. Well, is either good for us or bad for us? We shall see.
Was there anything else that would have happened during the week time?
Party.
Well, you
The
got
party?
you got your invitation to the party. You also would have learned a bit more about the targets of the murders. So you would know, and Trap would also know this, that most of them are like, there's a lot of bankers, there's a lot of merchants, and there's a lot of thieves that are finding themselves murdered with this rune carved onto their body.
And how far away is the party?
It's a couple days.
Okay. And was it's like a pretty swanky event,
Yes,
right?
it's a very swanky event. It's very hard to get into. And it seems like a lot of the movers and shakers are going to be there, so probably you can expect to see some of the Brothers Seven there if you want to go for a direct confrontation, or at least as direct as polite society will allow.
Thank you for the refresher.
Of course. So do you share this with the party?
Oh, yeah, well, okay. So thinking about the invitation, I know she went after like a seedy man to get the invitation. Does
Yes.
it say I have a +5?
It does not. You have a +1 at best.
Okay.
Trap also has a +1.
Oh, okay. Does Augustiana know that?
Would Trap have told Augie? Charlie?
Okay. I did get invited to a swanky affair, and I can take one of you with me. and the mass vigilante can take one of you as well.
There's kind of a pause, and Sola tilts her head. So you are on working terms with this vigilante then?
In so many words.
Look, I can't speak. I think we're just gonna throw out the shave voice for today. Fucking vigilante?
Mhm.
Yeah, you sure you wanna work with him? And not just avoid him?
We have a mutual contact.
I'm just certain that you can trust this person.
I think so, yes.
Think?
She nods.
How
You're
can you
being
trust?
awfully cagey about this.
Wait, Augustiana's being cagey about this?
Yes.
What do you want to know? I met them through a contact, and they are investigating some murders.
It's like that, huh?
And if you can only take one person to this party, and they can only take one person, do they know that you are offering up this +1 to us?
Perhaps not.
How can we know that we can trust them? If they're vigilante?
Well, because I trust my friend.
So they're your friend now?
No. My contact.
She just narrows her eyes.
Shane, we know you ain't gonna trust anybody who's outside the law.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. She can. She just kind of like gestures towards Augie.
Can what?
Will you trust Augie, yes?
What would you say?
You trust Augie.
She just blinks for a second, and then she nods. Well, yeah, I do.
So it is possible for her to trust somebody outside law.
You can't say that sort of thing about a lady.
Thinks for a second. Turns to Augie. What have you been up to after you left home? What do you mean a person outside the law is Augie?
Well, Sola's implying that more of like she is trying to work at the brothel and shit, and that's illegal in Sandpoint.
Technically illegal. Technically.
She's just like, okay, fuck. I guess. Shrug.
Yes, do you think you might need to introduce us, or one of us at least, so that we might plead our case for this extra +1? If think that this party is going to be worth attending?
I think so. Many of the victims have been bankers and merchants, and I imagine the people at this party would know them.
Bankers and merchants here. A detective and merchant's daughter at home. I wonder how much of this is about that they do.
So, how much time till the party?
A few days?
We will say 3.
3 days.
3 days to convince your friend to bring one of us. And 3 days for the rest of us to figure out what we are going to do.
As a reminder, Shadris, you also tasked Augustiano with something in Magnamar.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not feeling too hot. It's like, okay, cool. Work checked off. Okay, now it's time for personal things. Turn to Augie. It's like, okay, so we'll figure out the party later. But have you seen any sign of Shayless?
No, have I seen? No. I did hear that there was a strange girl asking around, but no one's seen her in a while.
Okay, cool. DM and Cody, do I need a lie detect for this?
You can fucking try.
You can try. Because that is a lie.
Yeah.
Lie detector versus professional con woman.
It really depends on who rolls higher, I think. I think that's what it comes down to. Alright. Where is my... There it is. There it is. Cool. Okie doke, one sense motive coming up.
Okay. Boss.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. I think I have to do this prior. Hang on.
If you were asking about the thing you just sent me, yes, you would have had to actively do that before you got here.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. I do get a +3 because it's opposed by a sense motive check.
Where's my calculator?
Now we're pathfinding.
Unfortunately, Augie, unless this is something out of fucking left field, I'm assuming Augie is not an evil outsider.
No.
Okay, well, you're in luck. I almost got a 20. I did not. I got a 19 for a total of 34.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Ooh, that does not give me a lot of wiggle room here.
Like I said, it comes down to whoever rolls higher.
Let me
Your
think.
modifier is like a 17 or some shit, right?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. +3.
So is that a 33 versus a 34?
32. Hang on.
32. 32 versus
What do I got? What do I
34.
got? Let me cook.
So it's a +4 then.
+4? Yeah, that Cody's fishing for?
Mm-hmm.
It's 32 versus 34, if I'm not mistaken, right?
It is currently.
Yeah, you
I
need
didn't
at least a
anything.
3. If you want to make an argument, I will listen to an argument. I may not award you what you need.
This is so interesting.
So hero points. Okay, hear me out. Can I sack a hero point to say that when they started questioning Augustiana, that she would have begun the pageant?
Peacock. I'll buy it for a hero point.
Bet. And you let me know however many performances I need to. It says per 10 minutes, but I will give up as many as needed.
Yeah. Dock yourself 20 minutes, and there you go.
So that is an additional +4, which would put me at 36.
Which is just enough.
Just enough to beat Shay. I feel like Battle of Wills happened.
They're staring
not-
each other down.
I think it's more so like, rather than the Battle of Wills, it's Augie is trying so hard to mask any semblance of lying at all for Shay, who is hyper observant.
So because of your hyper observance, and GM, correct me if I'm wrong, I would say that Shay would probably pick up that Augustiana begins acting much more poised and like refined than normal, like very like almost like noble-esque in this moment.
It's almost as if she's doing an impression, or you've seen this before in actors too, where they sort of fall into a role. That seems to be what's happening here.
Okay, so she doesn't know that Augie's lying, but there's something up.
Something is up. Yes, you would know
Something
that
is up.
something is up.
Okay, cool. Well, she trusts Augie, so we'll just get back to that later, I guess. But Shay does notice. Shay will remember this.
But will Amy?
Probably not. If we're being honest.
Sola, are you buying this?
I don't know, man. I can't. Yeah,
Like a
I can't
30
do insight checks that high, man.
That's fair.
I mean, I figure like Sola is seeing the Battle of Wills happening and is like, okay, this is interesting. But it's more about the watching that shit go back and forth. So let me see.
Sab, are you watching the Battle of Wills go back and forth as well?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I got perception. That's it, man.
You can almost see the crackling energy between them. And then eventually, Shay, what is your posture when you let Augie off the hook partially? How do you relax, or do you relax?
I think that she was relaxed, and then she like detected, like, wait, something's up here, and she went into like, you know, when you see like a dog or something, like, or like a cat, like notice something, like something skittering about, like, oh, attention. It's like, yes, a hunter seeing like prey of some kind, of like, oh shit, wait, that's something I can get. That's something there that I can notice there. She stares at it for a bit, and she's noticing all these little things that just aren't adding up. And she kind of like heaves all back and forth of like, you know what? No, I trust Augie. We'll get to that later. And she'll relax for a second of like, you know what? We'll put a pin in that. Don't know if it's related or not. Something's up. And she goes back to just normal, usual, just there, rather than on guard. Her tail goes back to flicking back and forth, rather than doing stock still. She just shrugs and lets out a breath. It's like, okay, so have you been able to look into where she went, or have you been too caught up with the party thing you want to go to?
The people that saw her, I mean, they didn't know her. They didn't know where she went.
She's alive though, so that's good. Keep an eye out, I guess.
Maybe she'll turn up at the party.
I kind of want to throw a wrench in to give Shay one more shot.
Go
I'm
for
casting Tap Inner Beauty.
it. In response.
You cast shit. You cast shit. Solo will see that.
That's true.
Yes,
If you try to cast
there's
something,
a verbal. What is the verbal component of Tap Inner Beauty?
you would have to say something magical then.
So it's not just like oh, I'm so pretty.
No, it has to be a focused word. It can be any like phrase or whatever, but it has to be specifically magical.
And when we say specifically magical, is that like...
It has to be like abracadabra or some shit.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
what I was going to ask. Okay.
You need to get your ASMR video Unintelligible Whisper going.
Because I feel like Sola, like, is hearing this as piecing together, like, okay, yeah, you've sent her here, and Sola will just tilt her head and, like, looking at Augie. So you're just giving this up as a, what? Cold lead? Dead lead? I didn't go digging.
Perhaps I just didn't find the right lead.
Could you tell us where she was spotted so I could look into it?
I would love to hear this.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask me questions about Magnamar if you want. But,
yeah, GM. Where is like a stoop where the gossips hang out?
Okay, a stoop where the gossips hang out would probably be in Underbridge, and you would probably want to go. Actually, no, it's not in Underbridge. What am I talking about? The Rose and Rake in Ordelia, which is, let me see, right here. All the way to the west. Okay, 78.
So she will reiterate that is where she went, because she has former acquaintances there from when she lived in Magnamar.
Is this another roll-off?
Is this another lie?
Oh, another
This is
roll-off?
another lie.
Okay.
As like I said, I wanted Sola to say something to give one more shot.
I just want to say I rolled Sense Motive just to see, and I rolled
Mhm.
a 1.
Feel is just
Sad fully
ignoring
believes
everything
this.
she says.
Okay. Just fucking calculate. Oh, whoops. A lot lower this time. I got a 28.
Oh yes, only a 28.
Roll a 13.
Oh my god!
Oh!
So about my last hero point. Those could be used to re-roll, right?
You can use a hero point to reroll. That is true if you are burning that hero point.
Listen, I made a promise. I'm losing all my hero points for this.
Okay, hold on. I don't want you to lose all your hero points. That's just hard to get back.
You only
I'll
get them
be
on
fine.
level.
I'll be fine.
No, you only get them on a level of, which does not happen. I'd rather just draw than have you use your hero point.
What does a draw look like?
What does a draw look like? That means you aren't entirely sure Augie is lying, but you aren't entirely sure she's telling the truth either.
Mm-hmm.
Can I cut in real quick?
Yes.
You know, I do have a floating hero point that I never used that you said I could use for something special.
Okay. What's your pitch?
I know Ms. isn't here right now, but we did talk about the new buffing friends thing for
Yes.
Ms. Could I give as that essentially give my hero point over as, you know, Ms. showing Augie how to act really innocent and shit.
I will accept the donated hero point.
Thank you.
You get to keep yours, Cody.
Cool.
21. It's still not enough.
Hey, nope, that is +6, so it's a 27.
I got 28.
Oh!
Son of a bitch. Someone wouldn't let me cast a spell.
You could, but someone would have called you on that so fast.
Just be like, since when are you magical?
Because you ought to cast hypnotism on Sola.
So, Shade Dress.
Mm-hmm.
It's a close call. But something about the way Augie is talking. Wait a second, you've seen this before. That little pout she's doing, the flutter, the big of her, the way she's making her eyes bigger, tilting her head a little bit down. She's doing the Mesmine innocent face. She's lying.
Well, this is an interesting turn of events. Because, something happened after Augie left home. So I don't think Augie realizes just how much Shay nowadays fucking despises liars.
It's true, that did happen after she left.
Mm-hmm. So I imagine Shay's like, Viscar's like going back down, and then it's like, oh, you know what, that's a good question. We not able to do the lead? I can have the lead. She says this, she notices the act, like, wait, that's familiar. Wait a second. You're like, oh no. Someone I trust is lying to my fucking face? I imagine her body language just kind of gets a lot more alert, very much on guard, I think. No longer relaxed. And squares her shoulders a bit, takes one step back. Kind of ready to act on whatever happens next. Because it's fucking Foggy's lying to her, who the fuck knows what'll happen next? In Shay's mind, this makes sense. And her eyes just narrow as she looks at Augie. It's like,
Why you lying, bitch?
I real quick, I do just want to point out
Mm-hmm.
my total would have been a 28 because I get a +3 from my trait and then a +4 from the peacock. But I like where this is going, so I'm not going to
I do like where this is going. You know what? I will make a note of this, Cody. I will let you apply that +4 to a future roll. Okay?
bet.
Write that down somewhere.
future roll for Augie.
But yes, continue.
Okay.
You're cooking.
And because we have just the four of us here, plus the lovely pets. She's gonna turn to Augie and she's gonna just take a step forward, another step forward, close the distance to the face to face. Do you really lie to me? Really?
Sorry, Cody is giggling. I imagine she her mouth opens a little bit like a guffaw and is like, "What are you talking about?"
I think you know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't you?
You caught me. It wasn't an old friend of mine. It was an ex-lover.
He's doubling down. And there's just like a scuff from Shay. And do I need to roll again?
I'll say for the sake of this drama, no.
Okay.
If you're okay with that, Cody.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she just is that like a scuff? It's like, you fucking kidding me? You're just gonna double down.
What? You still don't believe me? I'll take you there now.
Take me where? Somewhere random? Nothing to do
No.
with what I asked you?
To the place the GM described.
Rose and Rake! Rose and Rake!
The Rose and Rake.
Dogs. If you can't tell me the truth, I'd rather you just tell me that. Don't fucking lie to me. How am I supposed to trust anything you say?
Jesus, I would roll exactly a 10 when I'm trying to figure out what to do next. So Shaya just has gotten closer. How close is she now?
Probably personal space. Probably
Okay.
see that her eyes are kind of getting a little misty. She's getting very emotional of seriously? I trusted you. Why are you lying to me?
Seeing this and seeing her friend in distress, Augustiana will reach out a hand and put it on Shay's shoulder. Shay, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that you would react like this. You are, and always have been, the best of us.
Could you just... Look, if you can't tell me something for reason or another, just say that. Don't just make shit up. Just know if it's important.
You have always had the best judgment. You're such a moral knight in shining armor.
What you doing?
Won't you forgive me?
No.
I understand. It will take some time to earn your trust again.
You haven't even said sorry.
That was like literally the first thing she did say.
Oh, did she? I cut
Yes.
out then. Yeah. Sorry. Backtrack then. I didn't hear that bit. She just... Yeah. Man. She said sorry. Question, does she mean the sorry?
She does genuinely mean the so she said she was so sorry, and she genuinely meant it.
Mm-hmm. Well, she probably stares at Augie. That same piercing, like, hyper observation. Kind of just crosses her arms a bit, kind of holding her elbows. It's like, okay, just don't lie to me. Eva, I'd rather just the truth, even if it's ugly, or if you can't, just tell me you can't.
The truth is, I have a problem.
Is it something any of us could help with?
She'll shake her head.
Is it something that you want us to try and find a way to help you with it?
No, I think it'll just take some time.
Okay. And I'm guessing it has to do with Shayless.
What? No, I have a problem with telling the truth.
Start to
Why
tune
the
in
fuck
on
won't you?
that shit.
Why the fuck won't you just tell? We'll get to that later.
Yes,
For now?
I think that's for the best.
Yeah. I gotta fucking keep an eye on you. She's just fucking. We done? We go. No? Fuck.
Scylla just still sitting there, like one leg crossed over the other, like watching this shit, like ping pong back and forth.
Yeah. I feel like at this point, Shay's just like, God fucking damn it, I just want to leave. I didn't want to fucking come here. Pull out a fucking handkerchief. Because she's starting to tear up at this point.
So we understand that there's some issues with the urge to lie, but we still have not mentioned anything about Shayless.
This is like when we staged an intervention and tried to make Tia not lie and be honest about something.
God.
You know,
Struggle.
I did mention about Shayless, but there's no more to say.
You were lying about where you found the information. It brings up many questions about the information you did give. And why you feel the urge to lie about this. I thought Shayless was a friend.
Shayless is a friend.
So
I think we're going in circles here.
So I was like, so why did you not go digging further? Or did you lie about that?
There were many competing interests on my arrival.
You sound like a politician.
Thank you.
So to sum it up, you're not going to tell us.
Tell you what,
He's like,
we're talking about lies happening, and Chandris has asked you kindly to just say that you're not going to say it.
Says I'm not going to say what.
You're not making any progress, are we?
I'm going to start sending John to mess up your hair.
He's gonna give like the worst glare possible to that bird. Like,
Oh,
don't even think about it.
He's already glaring at you. Like, you can see him flapping his wings. He's raring to go. He just needs the word.
I'll show you. I guess the best we can do now is the information is here somewhere in the city.
And Gustiana clearly knows more than she is willing to say, so the more antsy she gets, the closer we are to the truth.
The truth is, she was in the city. I didn't lie about that. I may have lied about where I got the information.
Do you lie about what the information was?
She is like very visibly suffering.
You have a lie detector and two, like, logical brains.
No, you're an
Yeah.
instigator, is what you are.
Your lie detector is like about to fall into tears.
Puppy dog eyes have been activated.
This much is true. Shayless was in the city, and Shayless is no longer in the city.
That is true. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
Where did she go?
Lie detect now! Did Sibyl ask where did she go?
Yeah.
To avenge her sister.
If she wanted to, and the party's happening here, why would she leave Magnamar?
Shrug. I'm not a mind reader. When we find her, you can ask her yourself.
Yeah. I feel like at this point, Shay's like, okay, you know what? you guys have fun talking to that. I can't be near Augie when she's doing this right now.
She's
Temple
already
Rest
telling the
is
truth!
there.
Is it Temple of Erastil save me? Save
Yeah.
me, Temple of Erastil.
Yeah.
She needs to go pray again.
Right, but different.
It's pretty but different time. Jay's probably just like, okay, you know, I need to not be here for a bit. I'll find you soon.
I
You
mean,
take your time, Shay.
Sola does technically have a workaround for the promise.
Are you gonna make Augie swear a fucking oath?
No. She has share memory.
All right.
So, Augie doesn't have to say anything. Augie could just
That
share
is still
memory.
giving information. So it's up to Augie if that offer is made. But as Shay leaves, is anybody following?
Send Holly. Send Holly.
Holly will follow along. Shay address, you've acquired a Holly.
We got a Holly. She's gonna recall Dave.
Yeah, Dave follows along.
Emotional support capybara.
Mm-hmm.
Holly's leaning against you as you walk.
Thank you. Her plan is to go to the temple, take a spot to pray and cry, and then recollect herself and then go back.
You can hang out there for a bit. It's in the fashion of, actually, let me pull up the actual description of this place because there is one here. It's called Deadeye's Lodge.
Yo.
Mm-hmm. Is that cool? All right, let's see. Yeah, it's a sturdy wooden lodge. It looks a lot more like a cabin than anything else. It's very out of place in the middle of the city, and it's pretty small, too. There's about a dozen archers who are in the back practicing, but it's very quiet in there. You can chill.
Nice. That's the Shay plan.
What are the rest of you doing?
I mean, if Sabine is still poking holes in Augie's logic, Sola is as well. New
Listen,
target
I will
acquired.
continue to talk like this all night if I have to.
So, how much longer will you be doing this?
I'd like to weasel out at least one straight answer.
And put her in a headlock.
That's not fair.
Where is Mesmin?
Don't you worry about that. See, two can play that game.
Is Sola picking around in her brain?
Sola doesn't have like telepathy or any shit like that. But Sola is like very clearly like still sitting, has like not moved in her position, but like head tilted, just like observing. It's like, you are very determined not to give us any answers. Is there a reason why?
She like looks almost longingly at the temple. I made the promise.
Only promise insinuates that you cannot tell us anything.
She says nothing and just nods.
Can you make a promise to us?
Her eyes narrow shrewdly. Is that promise going to be to break my other promise?
No. Just want you to promise that none of this business is going to make it harder to find or put in danger Shayla's.
That I can promise. If anything, it'll make it easier for Shaylas to return to Sandpoint.
What do you think, Sola? Not good enough for you?
There's kind of a thinning of the lips, and then Sola slowly nods. I know that she would keep that promise, but she would have her head otherwise. And she kind of stands up and straightens out her skirts and looks at Augie. I don't know if it is just something binding your tongue. There are other ways to tell people things, yes? She kind of taps her temple.
What are you suggesting?
Hey, if you ever need to share something that you do not feel you can speak, I have ways of seeing memories, more or less. Just a thought.
Question for Z or the GM. So these memories, are they visual memories, feelings? Like what would this look like?
Literally says show target one of your memories or view one of their own memories, so it says view.
So it is a visual thing.
As far as I know, it's the memory as it happened, so
Yeah.
all senses.
And the person giving the memory would have full control over what?
I believe so. Let me see share memory here.
I think the caster has control.
You can
Yeah.
show the target one of your memories, show the target one of its own memories, or yeah, so caster has control.
And it does have a save, so if you do let her do it, you have a chance to resist it. But
Will negate, so she wouldn't see. She'd know that it was resisted.
Yeah.
Because there'd be no memory shown.
I mean, she doesn't want to plant a false memory. She just wants to highly cultivate the memory that she gives.
That is an interesting prospect. There's no real way to adjudicate that, unfortunately. I'm open to ideas. Matt, do you have any ideas here?
I don't think there's any way of altering it because,
Yeah.
like,
No, not altering it. Just making like so it says 1 minute. Like she would want to like clip it or like trim it so that there's like a very particular like 5-second instance that is revealed rather than anything before or after it.
The way it's
Well,
worded implies the caster has control, though.
yeah, there'd be the spell itself, like, as written. There's no way for Augie to do anything as far as controlling what and where and how. And I think, if I understand the purpose of share memory, because there are other kind of share memory spells later that are higher level, the weakness of share memory is that it's only a minute.
Yes,
So, like,
it's only 1 minute.
Clipping it anymore makes it even weaker.
But how would Sola know where to go?
I think
That's part of the magic, I think, of Sola perhaps goes in with a answer this question memory and calls that to mind, like in a magic mirror or something like that. That's the way I'm imagining this.
Okay, Augustiana and myself will agree to this if I can roll to resist, and if I succeed, I get to share the 5 seconds and nothing more, and if I fail, you get the full minute.
I'll allow that for this if you're okay with it, Z, but only if you're okay with it. If you're not, that's totally fine.
Yeah, with it being that short, I don't like it.
That's totally fair. And
And
then
that's if I succeed. If I fail, you'd still get the full minute.
Yeah, well, I'm a low enough level caster that my casting DCs are pretty low.
Yeah. So if that's the case, then if you take the share memory, Cody, then if you fail the roll, then Sola just gets nothing. Rather, if you succeed the save, Sola just gets nothing. But if you fail the save, then she gets the minute of her choice.
And you don't have to.
Agatiana will think on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't have to, but Solo is just throwing that out as a like, you're somebody that likes to like find the loopholes in things. I have a loophole.
All right. So with that settled, what is your next move?
Going to comfort Shay.
Valid.
Yeah, we have to retrieve the very upset Shay.
She will come back.
She comes back now, she's gonna see more lying.
You know what? That's valid.
Yeah. You guys can go get Shay.
Go pick up the Shay.
We're gonna swing our attention over to Shrap in a bit. But before that, I want to know what the party's plan is. Like the next major thing you guys want to do.
I want to
Well-
go shopping because I know that you've had this stuff. And
I have had these shops sitting in my Google Sheets.
I wanna, and that also gives us some tools and stuff that we can play with for other things. So, like, personally, my vote, because we know we have a few days before the party and everything,
Okay.
would be like for next session, I guess, if you're going to swing over to Shrap. is,
Charles
next
would like
week.
to let
Huh?
Charles would like to let you guys shop, so we can shop.
Charlie.
The Shrap ain't going anywhere.
Better not, because I just spent
Honestly,
Fucking
Augie's
every
such a
moment.
real one for that.
Honestly.
seriously.
Well, the biggest prank is about to be played on Augie.
Oh god. Oh god.
I figure Shrap will use this time to make some really nice perfumes.
Aw.
There better be one with pink rose and champagne.
Yeah, you can certainly do that, Shrap. But if you guys would like to shop, then you can tell me what kind of shop you're interested in. How does that sound?
What kind of shops or do we have options for?
Clothes.
Okay.
Shoes.
Well, we've got traders, which have a general array of items. We've got a scribe, and we've got an armory.
Let's take Shay to the armory. Take her mind off Shay.
Yeah.
Let's go look at the shiny weapons.
Agatiana will buy you whatever you want.
The sad thing is that for Augie, when Shay does get picked up by the group after she's had her time to recuperate her sanity. There's a bit of a wall between Shay and Augie. Bit of a disconnect there.
Even though Shay is taller, Solo will like pat on head.
It's like, yeah, I guess. I mean, she isn't gonna go anywhere in the city on her own. Follow along with the shopping, sticking close to the group.
So, you make your way over to the armory. It's a joint called Soldier's Virtue, which is a very stately name that's completely at odds with the store that you see inside. There's armor all over the place. It doesn't seem necessarily as if somebody, well, as if this is a shop at all. You have been around the Red Dog Smithy enough to know that this is what it looks like in the back of the smithy, where things are kind of chaotic sometimes while they're in progress. It's not the front-facing side of the business, usually. But the stuff that is laid around and scattered here and there are shelves, I should note, but the shelves don't actually have anything on them. They're just sort of there. as if the owner thought that a shop should have shelves, as if a shop was not a shop without shelves, as if the shelves comprise the entirety of the shop. But there's nothing on them. Just empty aisles that are strewn about with stuff. The thing is, all the stuff that you see is really, really well made. There's a lot of really thoughtful touches here. Like, all of the armor has got, like, super plush lighting. There's a lot of interesting patterns on things here. It's all very snazzy. You can see the shopkeep toward the back, running about, going from here to there, looking over his wares. He's a gnome. A pretty wizened little guy. His hair is not quite pale yet. It's streaked with pink and purple. His eyes are huge, and the armor that he's wearing, he's wearing full plate, by the way. This fucking gnome. As he's bopping around this store. The plate that he's in, however, seems not to impede him at all. He's very agile as he's moving around. And he doesn't even notice that you guys have come in for a little bit because he keeps drumming on a breastplate.
I will
And singing a little song.
just to give an in if you want to take it, Iris, because armory would also be a place of interest to Mez, I assume.
Mhm.
That Solo would have sent John back to the estate to inform Mez of, like, hey, they're going shopping, they're going here.
Armor
Yeah.
first.
So that Mez can join up if she so chooses.
Yeah, I think if it's okay, like, Mez probably worked on the bedrooms the most, so we have comfortable places to sleep.
That's fair.
And whatever Sab left in the kitchen, she would have have that somewhat sanitary.
Finish cleaning the walk.
Finished scrubbing the walk.
Don't touch my walk.
Maybe even set up the fireplace so it gets a little warmer, you know.
You know what I think Mez would do? I think that she would, like, fix the oven so that it makes that, like, really, really huge hot flame for the wok.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Mez,
Go ahead.
you can join up with the crew here at the armory if you would like.
Yes.
There are some things here that you would like to have.
I haven't even looked in the armory. Is it like in a room?
No.
or-
You haven't asked yet. You haven't asked the man about his wares.
Sorry, I thought you were referring to like how Z does Star Wars. My bad.
I
My
will
bad.
send you the stuff once you have interacted with the man.
Okay, understood. Yeah, Mez will.
Returns with Mez.
Ask him about bleaching.
Don't ask him about bleaching.
Yeah, Mez will meet up with everyone and be like, oh, I got a lot done. Still needs a bit of work, but we'll have some comfy places to sleep at least.
He's not this good. We have a quiet and Augie. And gestures towards Augie.
Mezel gives a elbow poke, like with her elbow. In hi.
Cody said BRB.
Oh.
Yes.
Augie, mascara running.
What? What
They keep
happened?
making me lie.
Yeah. So Mezel do her highs and enter the armory.
Mm-hmm.
She'll look around at what's on the walls or anything like that. I kind of imagined. I don't know if you saw, but I posted a back. Like if Doss had anything he wanted to trade, if possible, or to a bigger city or anything like that.
Yeah, sure.
I imagine she got some kind of stuff like that. Hey, hello, sir.
The gnome looks up at you after tapping out his little song on his armor. Oh, yes. Wait a moment. Do I know you?
Do I recognize him?
You do not. You've never seen this man before. In fact, this
Okay.
may be the first time you've ever seen a gnome.
Oh. I don't believe so.
He
Unless-
squints.
Unless you've been to Sandpoint recently.
Not recently. It's been some time since I was last in Sandpoint. Quaint little city, but doesn't have all that much going on, does it?
Slight, very, very small, slight eye twitch. I think it's pretty homey.
He studies you for a moment. Is that where you're from, then?
I'm born and raised.
Well, I don't think I've ever spoken to somebody born and raised in Sandpoint. It's such a new little city. Didn't it just spring up last week?
Perhaps by some of our time periods, but not by theirs.
He looks at you. Samsarin. Ah, what an interesting day this has turned out to be. But you don't have the look of a soldier. You do have the virtue part down.
Is that directed at Solo?
Yes. And then he looks at all of you and then pauses. Most of you do.
There's a little smile, and Sola shakes her head. Oh, yeah, no soldiers. We do have some in our group that appreciate fine metalcraft, like the blacksmith apprentice here.
A smith's apprentice? Well, why didn't you say so?
I mean, I didn't really think it was all that important, but
He springs up to his full height, and Mez, you have never seen this before in your life. You don't know exactly how this man is doing it, but he does like a jumping like front flip towards you in full plate.
what?
As he like turns to study you. So, what is your preferred method of smithing? Are you a blacksmith, a goldsmith? From the cut of you, I'd assume a blacksmith, but I can't be sure.
I mean, that's my preferred, yeah. I do pretty good detailing, though. I've been practicing, at least.
What do you think of the debate over whether we should get lower quality iron and temper that more times, or if we should start with higher quality iron?
Well, I mean, I could see that there's a say for both, but personally, I think higher quality will make a better weapon.
I've heard that there's a lot of copper outside of Sandpoint. Is that true? He just has a lot of questions for you, and he's going to cut you off before you finish every single time.
Okay. You'll learn to try and give shorter answers then?
Short answers are what you want here, yes.
Yeah. But she'll answer them. She's actually kind of happy to have someone to talk to about this kind of stuff. You know, besides Doss.
He is so excited to talk with you about this. Now, most of you would know, having grown up in this setting, that gnomes are a little strange in Pathfinder. They're kind of weird little Fey-touched guys, and technically speaking, they can live a very long time, a very, very long time. But there's a catch to that. Pathfinder gnomes, when they get bored, will just straight up die. They will start dying. And the process by which that happens is called the bleaching. When they start losing any interest at all in life, etc., the color leaves their hair and their eyes, and they just gradually waste away. And that's how gnomes die. It's not because of old age. It's because they get bored and depressed.
I mean, that's a mood.
Valid. But this guy now seems so much more awake. And while Mez is chatting with him, the rest of you can take a look at his wares. If there are any specific armors that are mundane that you're looking for, you can get most of them here masterwork. But he does have some special items on display here. Let me grab you a list. I will put it in loot. And that's what this guy has available.
Silly question. Are Parisian dancing scarves different than dancing scarves?
No, same thing.
Okay.
These are masterwork, though, and you can probably also find +1s here if you want.
Oh. What does masterwork mean?
Masterwork would give you a +1 on 2 hit, but not to damage.
Hmm.
You might be wondering what a catapult bead is. It's a bead that you throw that explodes into a catapult.
Huh.
It is one of my favorite things on this list. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeet.
Oh, got it, right?
Ooh. That might. Okay,
What?
that's good. Leaf armor is good for soul up. I think.
Is it medium armor?
I don't know. I can't.
I think so.
No.
Let me find it.
It's light.
Oh, light.
I would hope so. It's leaves, right?
Yeah, it is leaves. It has arcane spell failure, though, Z, so you could use it, but you'd have to roll a D%. And you could also use mage armor, which has a higher armor bonus than that.
You say that like I ever have any spells left over after healing these people.
You have so much time to make potions. However, the leaf armor is really good for Shadress.
Bet. Uh, 500.
Does it say you're heavier armor though?
She's a flex tank.
And the thing about leaf armor that's really cool is that it has speed 30 feet and max dex +5.
Yeah, so I think what she has right now is her old armor.
I thought she got new armor from one of the fights.
Yeah, it's a breastplate, which is much more clunky. So, say when we're traveling and stuff, I feel like it makes more sense for her to have the more lighter armor where she's faster.
Mhm.
And it's more likely
She'd
for
like
her.
leaf armor too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the leaf armor also has no armor check penalty, which is pretty sick.
Mhm. I'm kind of just thinking of using the breastplate for like we're going into a dungeon. Okay, gear up. Because it adds on armor check penalties for like a bunch of checks. For like stealth and stuff. And acrobatics and other stuff.
We have about 12,000 gold between all of us. Shay has just under 2,000, so take a quarter of what she's got, which ain't much.
Yeah, if no one else wants it. Because it would be good for pretty much anyone, I think.
Monks can't wear armor.
Anyone except a monk.
Hmm.
I would snatch it up.
I would also highlight the reporting cartridge on here as something that Mesmine could use.
What is
Yeah,
a
I'm
recording cartridge?
I'm googling each thing separately.
Yeah, you have
Mhm.
to give us a second because we don't know what a lot of these are off the top of our heads. So we have to read through everything.
Oh, that's
Question.
yes.
What's he doing of carrying bait?
Well,
Gnomes
wait.
get bored.
Yes, or they die.
So, you know, he's got carrion bait.
Where is it in this shop? Like, there's just a little like bait and tackle section.
I think it's like next to a shield that has like a leaping fish on it.
I will say that the silence dust is probably really good for us coming up here.
Yeah.
So
Carrion bait is also good, but it's so grody. It's currently sealed right now, or Shea just would be puking.
Thank
nonstop.
Christ.
So is that a yes to the leaf armor?
Yeah.
All right.
Shay gets leaf armor.
I was gonna ask a question.
Oh, yes, Mesmine.
I was trying to figure out if the leather armor is better or if leaf armor is better. I'm trying to figure out the difference.
Leaf armor doesn't have an armor check penalty at all, and it has higher max dex. Actually, it does have max dex higher than leather armor, but it gives you more armor, I think. I think it's like 3 versus leather armor is, I think, 2, max dex 6.
Mm-hmm.
That's off the top of my head, though.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, if you're in need of armor, I have a +1 leather armor right now, and I'd much rather it go to the tank.
It'll work out to be about the same, because leather, you're not going to hit the max dex bonus until you have 22 dex, which like can happen with buffs, but right now the +1 there would on the baseline would give it the same base armor class, and then there'd be the max dex bonus, but she'd be getting the same AC either way.
Is it still the same armor check penalty? And speed?
Armor check penalty is reduced by 1 for it being +1.
It's a 0 on leather though, so
Yeah, so there you go.
Okay. And I'm guessing the speed would be the same?
Speed's the same, yeah.
Huh.
The leather armor is also 15 pounds lighter, it looks like.
Well, damn, that could save some monies.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to decide now, too. If you want to see some of the other shops, we can also move on to that. But yeah.
Mhm.
It might be smart to figure out our options
Yeah.
before we
Yeah.
spend.
Except for,
Yes.
I will say we need. I feel like we need to buy the silence dust.
What's
Real
it
quick
do?
question: the gold that is on Augie's ledger,
Mhm.
is that the gold from her sheet, or just the gold that she's accumulated since being in the group?
I believe, Matt, did you add in the extra gold?
This is everything you've gotten from our equal shares of the take-in. Unless if you've reported your income to me, I have no idea what your other money is.
Okay, so Augustiana has a lot of money.
She spent pretty much nothing of what she's got as a share. I think actually literally nothing.
Yeah, I don't think she's bought anything. And she
People
has
just keep giving her
another
daddies.
account that is hidden and also full.
Offshore account.
Yes, she has her offshore account.
So what
Fucking
Cody
Mhm.
is saying is
Islands.
Augie is going to be sugar mama for at least Mez and Shadris.
Correct, yeah. So, like, we can spend frivolously.
Can I ask a ballpark? How much money does Augie have?
Not quite double that, but pushing.
Jeez. Okay.
I gave Augie a talent not unlike Iffy's.
Mm-hmm.
See, I so wish Sola had fucking any proficiencies. Cause I just think that the branch spear is neat.
Branch Spear is so cool, and you know who can use that? Sabia!
But she has a walk.
Just walk.
That's true, she does have the walk. She did gain the walk.
The walk.
Oh, is it because
got
the
two
exotic
hands.
proficiency?
Well, she's an elf, so she gets elf weapons automatically.
Unfortunately, I'm a half elf and do not get elven weapon.
You said you count as an elf?
Yes, but that's like I don't get the race block of an elf. I get the race block of a half elf.
Weapon finesse.
Would you guys like to see some of the other shops?
Yes.
Sure.
Sweet.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay. What other shop would you like to see? There's 2 traders and a scribe that I have ready for you.
Let's go with trader number 1.
Okay. Trader number 1 is Enchantment and Parchment, and it is run by a Gripply, a little frog guy.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Desmond?
There's maybe one of Desmond's cousins. His name is Late. Lait.
I wish I had a social character. God damn it.
He has a pet parrot.
Oh my god.
The parrot's name is Manu.
Is the parrot bigger than him?
The parrot is about half his size.
What's the name again? For the
Late.
Gripply?
Lait. Late.
Lait.
Mhm.
The pet parrot named
Manu.
Mom. Okay.
Alright. And he has a wide range of things available. Some of the things he has available, though, are these.
Oh, that poisoner's buckler would also be good for Shay.
Shay, poisoning someone?
What?
Now, some of these items are very fucked up.
Like the Soul Scribe Quill.
That's one of them. If you ask Late where he got some of this, he just rolls his big old frog eyes. I don't know, man. This place was my father's, and he croaked not too long ago, so...
There's a good help.
Croaked.
He's up and croaking. I don't know, you say that, but like half blade of the Dark Prince, that says Shay right on the front of it.
What?
Half plate of the Dark Prince, yes.
Half plate of the. She's not that much of an edgelord, guys.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Right.
What the fuck is this?
Oh, that's
It's plus...
fun ninja shit, man.
The
The
has
Prime Star
red-
is so fucked up.
It's okay. The half plate has red infernal symbols and an inverted pentagram on it.
And it lets you cast Infernal Healing and Charm Person, yes!
No fucking way you're gonna get Shay to wear that shit.
At least try it on.
What's infernal healing?
An evil spell.
Yeah.
It gives you temp HP.
Components, 1 drop of devil blood.
You've got that.
Shut up. No, she doesn't.
If you ask nicely.
If you ask nicely, Gris will happily bleed for you.
Jesus Christ.
So that's what he's got. I can continue if you would like. Or you can also study this for a bit. Oh, the Kimley coat?
What was Kimley?
I believe it's a seaweed armor.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's made of seaweed, and you get a +5 bonus on swim checks, and once per day you can breathe water. Otherwise, it's +1 leather.
That's nice. What the fuck?
What are you what the fucking at?
Troll bone? We get a fucking pocket troll?
Yes, Pocket Troll is available if you would like to purchase Pocket Troll.
Ooh.
What are trolls like here? Is it like WoW troll, like troll, the little doll troll?
I did not play World of Warcraft. Matt, is it World of Warcraft?
No, they're a racist stereotype in World of Warcraft.
Oh.
They are Jamaicans.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Ooh.
These are like Oblivion Skyrim trolls would be the closest.
Oh, okay.
Sola just doesn't like that thing exists, but okay.
It's bardic performance when it's activated to extend the duration of it.
Why is the Goblin Fire Drum specified as normal?
Because there's different kinds of goblin fire drums.
But
There
this
is
is
no
just like
normal.
vanilla.
You can have
This is just the regular one.
goblin drum band, man.
You could buy it for Shalelu. She'd be so happy that you spent more than any commoner family makes in a year on her.
But she want one.
I feel like she has one already. Like
Yeah,
you'd give it to
like-
her and she'd be like this.
I have
that's
an
just the
epic
normal
level
one.
already.
Yeah.
I have
Oh,
the
yeah.
legendary
I
one.
have 8 of these.
Yeah.
What if we get Shalelu the Prying Star and just see what she does with it?
Oh, that's dangerous.
What, the Soul Scribe Quill?
Oh, that's the one that Shilla just doesn't like that it exists, but no, giving Shalelu the fucking ninja weapons.
Yes, giving Shalelu the Prying Star would not. She would do fucked up things with that.
I mean, I
Is it
imagine
counted
she
as a
just
monk
embedded a
weapon?
goblin and follow it back to its home.
Shuriken are a monk weapon. That is correct. Sabine can use the Prying Star.
Can we have traitor number 2 list?
Trader number 2 coming up. Alright. So this one has an item that has a bit of a rider to it. Because he has something that's called a Chelish Crux, right? But there's something in the Chelish Crux, and he does not know how to unlock it. So you're paying a discount price for the Chelish Crux and whatever is inside it. But this is what he has available. This shop is run by an elven femboy.
What's his name?
His name is Kaiar. Kaiar. And when you walk in, he is balancing on the edge of a wine barrel. And as you start perusing his wares, he at one point catches your attention and points to a sign that says thieves will be subdued using power word kill.
Understood.
if you do buy the Chelish Crux, you will have to spend time figuring it the fuck out. But you do get whatever's in there.
So, there's a life wheel here?
Yeah, there's a life wheel here. And there's a God Star, which is something that Shay may or may not find interesting.
What's a God Star?
You have a whole bunch of different things you can do.
Yeah. A God Star is dedicated to 5, I believe, different gods. One of them is Asmodeus, so she might not like that. But you can break off a point of the star and use it to do a thing. And all of the points do different things.
Oh.
I feel like there is a little piece of Sola that is kind of offended that there's a Samsara life wheel just sitting in the shop.
Look, a lot of people pass through Magnamar, okay?
Just a little offended.
These are the functions of a God Star. You get Zone of Truth, Fire Resistance 5, new checks against fear, Identify, and you can also break off a +1 Warhammer.
Huh. Would the Resistance 5 stack onto what
No.
Chase already got? No? Rip.
But it does give your weapon flaming for 1 minute.
Ugh. And it's like you break it off, you use one, it's gone, right?
Mm-hmm. It has a lot of cool effects, though.
Yeah, I just worry that if I were to have it, I would never use it.
Valid.
Because of how my brain works.
The Volatile Vaporizer is also cool.
Why is it the second?
2nd level.
Oh, okay.
The fuck?
Where's the first?
His father.
Basically, the Volatile Vaporizer lets multiple people consume a single potion. So that's cool.
Huh.
And that would cover a 2nd level potion.
Holy shit. We're working on a healing potion?
Yeah, it would work on a 2nd level healing potion. And you guys would all have to be in like a 10-foot, I think, cloud. But you would all get the effects of that potion.
10-foot radius cloud.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like everything in this shop looks appealing.
Yeah, Mez would love that Chelish Crux, I'm sure.
It's like giving Clint the big sword with a million locks.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
half the party would have fun with that. This fucking puzzle box.
Yeah.
There is a surprising number of nerds in this party.
In some way, every single person in this party is a nerd, to be honest.
Okay. Can we have the scribe list, pretty please?
Oh, yes. The Scribe's Shop is run by a gentleman who saw that you peg immediately as not being a mage at all. Which is kind of weird, because he sells scrolls and wands. He strikes you as more of a roguish type. He's a half-elf named Finn. It's kind of a shabby shop, but you're attracted by a sign outside, Sola. And the sign says, select scrolls. Buy 3, get 1 free.
Oh, this is 100% one of those things where it's like, I have this one scroll that's probably fucked up. It may blow up in your face, but you can have it for free because you bought some other ones.
And there's an additional offer. If you buy 10 scrolls here, you get a bonus item for free. And so the way it works is, any of the ones with a star next to them are buy 3, get 1 free.
Are they mix and match? Like if you buy
Yes.
like 2 charmed and a grease, you get something free.
Yes.
Okay.
It has to be one of the other ones with a star.
Spring-loaded scroll case.
Huh. What is charitable impulse?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. It's on the witch spell list, wouldn't you know it? But it's a spell that makes somebody give away all of their earthly possessions.
Huh.
Ultimate karmic, like, fucking...
Scrooge.
You have annoyed me. You're giving away everything now.
Yeah, like, they give away everything, and then they, like, go home and donate everything they have. Like, it's a multi-step process.
Girl of Force Sword. Sounds cool as fuck.
And I checked, and if I'm not mistaken, all of these are on the witch spell list. See.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Hear me out. We all pool our money, we buy the Scroll of Resurrection, and we force Joe back into the game.
It's 12,000 gold, but hey, if you want resurrection, you'll have a scroll of it there. You'd have to get the diamond separately, if I'm not mistaken, though.
I feel like Augie would know where to find any piece of jewel that we need for a spell.
I would like to think so.
You would have to heist it, because that would be a very valuable diamond.
I believe with the scroll, the materials are used to create the scroll,
Ah.
not to cast it.
Well, thank you, Matt.
Okay. I feel like, and I hate saying this but I'm hearing a lot of yawning in the background. We might need to sit on these lists.
That is valid. But now you have them.
Now we have them.
So, again, that last one is buy 3, get 1 free. Buy up to 10, get a special secret bonus item.
Secret?
Is it buy 10 scrolls specifically? Because I kind of want that wand bracer.
10 items, and you get a special item free.
Gotcha.
Does the spring-loaded scroll case count as an item?
Yes.
Cool. What does that do?
It makes withdrawing a potion, a scroll, I think, a swift action instead of like a move.
Because the issue with scrolls and wands, you end up into the hand economy, essentially. And so both the bracer and the scroll case are used to help with the hand economy for a caster.
Gotcha.
Splinter spell resistance. Damn.
God, I have
It's
so many
very
tabs
situational,
open.
but cool.
And is there only... Okay, so the other question as far as the scrolls go. Is there only one of each of these type of scrolls, or could you theoretically...
You can buy multiples,
Okay,
except for the Scroll of Resurrection. He only has one of those.
gotcha.
How much does it dislike people who are like, okay, I'm just gonna get all grease scrolls, get my item?
He does. He does roll his eyes at that.
Does the free one count in the 10?
No, it's 10 plus the free. Okay. What are you double checking, Iris? Is it possible to negotiate? Yes, it is possible to negotiate. That is a diplomacy check. Some of these are already priced lower, though.
And tell me about appraise. Is that used to like judge whether the price is good?
Yes. It's used to judge whether the price is good. I think Let me see. I don't think you can use it to haggle. Yeah, you just use it to determine if an item is magic, what the approximate value is within 20%, and you can use it to identify the most valuable item in a hoard as well. Oh, yes, you can use it to haggle.
Oh, cool.
But I will tell you, as far as like the magic goes, just if you have questions about is this magical, what is it, like what does it do, fucking ask Sola. She can do that for free without having to roll. Detect magic is wonderful.
It's a cantrip. Augustiana also has it.
The new and improved Augustiana.
Version 4.0?
Version 3. Version
Okay.
3. But yeah. Thank you guys for coming. Charlie, we'll be starting off with you next time. How's that sound?
Yep.
We'll be starting off with Trap. And then hopefully we can get everybody together next time. The requests I have for all of you would be to determine your shopping before next session, and also to determine what you're going to do before the party, if you would like to follow up on any of your other leads. Yeah?
Yeah, I think the only caveat to that would be allowing the various people that have haggling abilities to roll in between.
Yeah, for sure.
Getting Charlie and then moving on.
Yeah, for sure.
Is the other question, is it possible to use profession for haggling or no?
I would allow it if the profession is related. So you would be able to use your smith stuff for stuff at the smith.
Only you guys had a merchant, right?
Listen, bitch.
I mean, we would if they went to the fucking park.
We would if they seemed to want to enter into the group at all. Trying to fucking avoid us, man.
Shayless is edgy, alright? If you're in this campaign and your name can get shortened to Shay, you're edgy.
Listen, my edgy Shay is family oriented.
Doesn't change the fact she's edgy.
She's more emo than